Let me be brief. Wherever you go, you're getting treated like a thief, and your privacy is getting stolen from you. New York City is the latest place now pushing for cameras to catch speeders. Some of these taxi drivers, anyway, that's okay because they drive like Al-Qaeda. But anyway, you and me, not so much. Several states are already using these cameras. So let's ask our legal eagles. Let's say you get nailed with a ticket. Can you beat that ticket? Kelly Sainton says no. Regina Tsombanakis says yes. So Kelly, what do we do? You get this ticket in the mail, what do you do?
Usually you just write a check because you can go online, generally check it. You can watch the footage. If you know you were driving, what the speed limit is, most times people just say, hey, busted, and they send in a check and it generates revenue for the state.
Yeah, but what would that picture prove? I mean, is it going to be, if I run a red light, that's one thing. That might be kind of easy to capture in an image. How can it capture my speed? That's what I'm wondering about, Regina.
It really can't. It's just a picture of your car. It doesn't show who's driving the car. It doesn't show any of the circumstance or the context around what happened. And for all we know, it doesn't even capture the right time or date. It's basically the government accusing you with a picture. That's it. And then you have to try to prove a negative that you're not guilty of this alleged traffic violation when you can't even confront the person in court like you normally can. So you're basically denied your rights, and these are unconstitutional tickets.
I'm looking at some images where people can watch you at step by step, Kelly, and I'm thinking about the great OJ thing. If the picture or video doesn't fit, you must acquit. In other words, if it isn't a slam dunk clear case, then I might have some wiggle room, right? Or no?
I absolutely agree with you, but who's going to spend the time to appeal it? You have to hire a lawyer a lot of times because you don't understand the rules. You go in there and you do the cost-benefit analysis. So this is designed to create revenue. And the difference is it's not just still images. It's not just for speeders. It's people that cause accidents, that deviate in lanes. You were right about the running red lights. And so, sure, if you're not at that place and time and you can prove it, you have something to fight about. But in terms of to say that you can't judge the speed, they have it set up either with a tracking mechanism. They catch you at this point, how long did it take you to get there? They can figure out how fast you were going, what the appropriate length of seconds should be.
Maybe so. And Regina, maybe the better part of valor for a lot of people, oh, the hell with it, I'll just pay the ticket, and it's not fair, not right, but it is. But you're arguing, Regina, you shouldn't go into this just sort of giving up, right?
Absolutely. The state wants you to just say, pay it. That's easy for them. They have revenue. They don't have to do anything. But however, that is not the way the system is designed, okay? The system is designed where you are able to confront your accuser if you should choose so. That is what this is based on. And here you're not going to be really doing any of that. And besides, how safe is it to allow these people to continue speeding down the road and give them a ticket, weeks later in the mail, rather than having an officer stop them?
Right. But Kelly, here's what worries me about this thing. I found out that there's a speed limit in New York City along some major really, there is. Of 30 miles an hour. 30 miles an hour. Right. Every one of these vehicles you're watching is going more than 30 miles a ticket, all the SOBs. But I'm telling you, 30 miles an hour, if the city were to clamp down on this, they could balance their books overnight. And that's what I think is going to happen here. It's going to be a very tempting source of revenue. Big brother, big cash, big hit.
Well, it's this same as they do in Chicago
really
with the parking, because they know you're not going to fight
in New York?
So
Sure
it is, though. Because they're not just for speeding. They're not just for speeding. And the cameras, for example, in Chicago, where I'm at, are used for a lot of things. They detect crimes.
They
put people in places that say they aren't.
It's creepy.
But
Regina, it's creepy.
In New York City,
it's creepy.
I always seem to be sitting in traffic. How many people are speeding? Every time I'm there, I'm sitting in traffic. Where are all these speed demons? This is not a city that's known for that. It's usually
Get in a cab. No,
in where?
not in a cab.
Again,
they
not really
around
speeding.
in taxis.
It's really geared for the government to make some money, and it's kind of an imposition and an invasion upon people's privacy rights.
This might surprise you, ladies. There are parts of Manhattan where Fox News is not popular. So I have this prediction. I'm surprised. But I'm walking, let's say I might point, on the upper West Side. I'm going to get a ticket for speeding. I guarantee you. I just think
I'll defend you.
I'm telling you, I'm worried about a bit too intrusive government there. That's
absolutely. Government charges you with a crime and then says, hey, guess what? You did this. Prove to us you didn't.
Exactly.
That's not what
you
this
have
is
to
set
prove
up.
a negative. And Kelly, you're perfectly happy.
You're
Kelly,
saying...
you're perfectly happy folding like a cheap suit.
No, I am not. I will always go down swinging. But the issue on this is to say that you have a reasonable expectation of privacy. You don't. You're out in public. You're not in your house. You're not behind closed doors. You do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy
That's not the
walking
only
down the
thing
street.
those cameras
You are
track.
famous,
They
Neil.
track all
People are
your
going to look
movement.
at you,
Big
and they're
Brother's on
absolutely
us.
going to know who you are.
All right. Well, thank you,
Well,
ladies, for
that's true.
talking over one another because we saved some time doing that. I'm also getting email from folks who say, well, you look like a vehicle. That's why you got stopped for speeding. Everyone's
They didn't.
Everyone's a comic.
It's
All
like
right.
being next to a bank that just got robbed. Here's a picture of you. You must have robbed it.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't
I
make
tell you,
sense.
legitimate points here. Thank you, ladies.